I didn't know what to expect when I first booted up No Rest for the Wicked, but damn am I glad that I did. Not only is the gameplay super freaking fun, but the visuals, I mean damn, these visuals look so freaking good and we are eating good. Before I go into the pros and cons of No Rest for the Wicked, I wanted to just let you know I love Souls-like games. I've played things like Elden Ring 1, Elden Ring 1.5, Sekiro, which I beat by the way, wanted to let you know because that's a tough one. And not only am I into the big boy Souls-likes, but I dabble in other Souls-like games such as First Berserker Kazan, Remnant 2, and now No Rest for the Wicked. And I've had a hell of a good time playing all of these. The reason I even bring that up, that I play Souls-likes, is I don't want anyone to think that I just came in and found my first Souls-like and it was awesome and I played on the easiest difficulty and the world is just so amazing and so great. Nah, I fucking threw that difficulty to the highest level and just went with it, and I'm having a hell of a good time but getting my ass kicked left and right. And if you don't believe me, watch this.
Are you serious? Then, gentlemen.
Now that you've had but a taste of what this game looks like and how it might play, I just want to tell you guys all about it. The first thing I really wanted to talk about was the visuals of this game. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I have never played a game where the visuals literally took my breath away within the first 10 minutes. I mean, yeah, there's games out there that are like hyper realistic and look really cool and like you're in the real world, but like I feel like I'm running around in a painting in this game, and it just continually surprises me with the monster designs, the enemy designs, the way the people look, and just all of the different things going on in this game and the world. It just is so good looking. And I wanted to point it out in this video because I feel like it's really important to the soul of this game and the way that it plays and how it feels to be in this world. Like, it really makes a difference. If you're having a good time watching this video, please like and subscribe. It really does help the channel. Now back to it. Now that I've not once but twice talked about the art style and how amazing I think it is, I think it's okay that we move on to something else. But I mean, this art style though, I mean, look, it's so good. But on the real though, I do think I have made my point clear that this art style is badass and awesome. So with that, let's move on and start talking about this amazing world that you'll get to explore in No Rest for the Wicked. You play as a Sarum. Essentially, this guy is a holy warrior sent from the mainland to fight a plague that's essentially turning people into monsters. Now, with a description like that for the game, you'd think you'd just go out, you'd fight monsters, you'd get more powerful and have a good time, right? Nope. This game is introducing new characters left and right, especially once you get to the town of Sacrament and you start talking with the people that live there. You just start to see that there's just so much detail and depth to this world. One example early on is a quest that I'm going to talk about, so spoilers. If you don't want to see spoilers, this is your warning. Warning, signs flashing, do. So when you get to the main city, Sacrament, you get this quest pretty like right off the bat where you're told to go visit this family that might have the plague. So you're going and checking to make sure that the plague is not inside the city. Once you finally get to the poor district and head inside the house, you come across this little girl. She tells you how her parents told her to wait and that she's getting hungry and she hopes it's supper soon and that her mom will make her a dumpling soup. At this point, you know something bad is going down. If they told their kid to wait and then you go up and you notice that the door is locked, you can only assume the worst has happened, such as like a monster attack or something like that, because the plague turns people into monsters, right? So you finally end up doing this parkour puzzle to get into the room that the parents are at, and you know, you're met with their demise. You see that they didn't make it and that you now have to go down and talk to this girl again. And for me, this was like one of the most sad things that I've ever heard in my entire life.
I have to stay here. Do you think they'll wake up soon?
And her saying this after low-key knowing that her parents died, it's just one of the saddest things ever. And the developers could have totally added a monster fight here. And that fight would have not felt out of place in any other game. But the fact that they just have you go in, you see the wreckage of what's happened in the world and how it affects a young little girl, it's just heartbreaking, but also makes this world so much more deep. And it doesn't just stop at this quest, right? Like every time I meet a new character, they say or interact in a way that just makes me feel like they're a real person. It's not just NPCs running around the world doing nothing. It's people who are living their lives, living through this tragic times where everything is just kind of going bad. And to me, that just makes for a very intriguing world that has a lot of nuance and things that can happen. And it just makes me more and more intrigued in what's going on in this world. And I'm invested. I want to know everything. I want to know why the world is going crazy and how these people are going to react when the world hopefully gets better. So now you know, the art style is super awesome, the characters are super interesting. Now let's get into what you'll actually be doing in the moment-to-moment gameplay and how that'll kind of tie into the rest of the world. Let's get after it. The gameplay of No Rest for the Wicked is a mix of exploration, combat, and gathering resources that can be used in various different ways. One of those ways being cooking food so that you can actually heal in combat. You heard me right. Yeah, you don't get like an Estus flask like you do in other Souls-likes where it's just a reusable health thing that comes back every time you die. Nah. You gotta run around the world, gather berries, fish for food, and then you gotta go to a campfire and cook that shit, because that's the only way that you're actually gonna be able to heal in combat. And for some, this might be a really annoying mechanic for a game, especially a Souls-like game where you're dying pretty constantly. But for me, surprisingly, it made the resource gathering in this game a lot more fun, because every resource and item that I picked up when it came to food was really valuable, because I could use that to cook different things to make myself last longer in this very unforgiving world. And that leads me to the exploration of the world and the combat that you're going to be doing pretty constantly, since you're going to run into enemies left and right. The world of No Rest for the Wicked is designed in a way that it's so fulfilling to explore that you constantly find things that are worth grabbing, such as resources like we talked about, and then also you have chests and you have enemies that you can fight that are unique to specific areas of the map. And so you continue to run into this gameplay loop that just really hits, and you truly feel like you earn every inch of exploring, because you'll run into enemies that will legit whoop your ass, and they'll do it over and over and over again until you just get good. And when you finally conquer that enemy or enemies that you've been fighting, you feel this overwhelming sense of satisfaction. And then on top of that awesome feeling you just got from beating those guys, you now get to explore a whole new portion of the map that has its own secrets, its own enemies, and its own different encounters that you're going to have. And the level design here is very similar to other Souls-like games where you'll find shortcuts to areas that you have already explored. And then when it comes to combat, there's a lot of different weapon options for you to choose from, such as a broadsword, which is the one that you're going to be able to see in this video the most. There's a magic wand, there's fists, there's daggers, there's bows, there's all sorts of different things that you can use. And so whatever kind of player you are, the type of playstyle you like, you're going to be able to find it here in this game. So once you have picked a weapon of choice, you then get into the combat. With my broadsword, I can do a light attack, a heavy attack, a special attack that takes focus, or I can try and do parries and block the enemy and try and throw them off guard so that I can kind of wreck them. But the thing is this combat is so fun because you really have to be methodical about the way that you do things, because if you get hit by an enemy, they hit like a truck, and most of the time there's more than one. So is this game for you, you ask? If you're someone who loves Souls-likes already, I would say this is a hands down, you gotta purchase it. It's only $40 from what I understand, and it's great. Also, if you're a person who's looking for a great story that has interesting and deep characters, this is the game for you. And one thing I didn't get to talk about was the multiplayer, and that's because it's not out yet. They're coming out with it at the end of this month, and it's going to change the dynamic of how this whole game plays. I mean, honestly, when it comes down to this game and the way I feel about it, I think that I would recommend this game 100% to anybody who's looking for a good game to play. This game has so much love, so much care, so much detail put into it, and I don't think that you would walk away sad or upset that you bought this, because it truly is a game that is unlike any other.